In our next community conversation, we're joined by Patrick McClure with Lucky's Cheesesteak and Sub Shop. He's sitting down with Steve.
And if you were in the studio, you'd be aware of what Patrick was representing. Listen, you spent a lot of time in Philadelphia, I would imagine, during this process.
Absolutely.
How many cheesesteaks do you think you consumed before deciding to open this place on the downtown mall?
My last bit of homework was 15 cheesesteaks in about 36 hours. Didn't finish all of them, but 15 different cheesesteaks from 15 of Philly's best cheesesteak shops. Taking as many notes as I could.
But no interest in going after like Joey Chestnut and
not a championship either at all. Not at this point in my life.
And so after all that, what conclusion did you come to? What makes a good cheesesteak?
Boy, a few things that we noticed people were doing. Number one, gotta have fresh hand-sliced ribeye. Frozen ribeye is never gonna work. Using other cuts of meat, not gonna work. So we decided we were gonna go all in with hand-cut ribeye. And then the roll. The roll is super important. We partnered with Lissio's Bakery, which is actually a New Jersey bakery, but most of the best Philly places that don't bake their own bread use Lissio's.
Okay. You guys, you and your Andy have been behind some other restaurants in town, obviously. So what might people be familiar with in terms of restaurants you've been involved with? And over those years, what have you learned makes a good one?
So my brother and I started in the restaurant industry in 2001 when he bought the Virginian Restaurant, one of Charlottesville's, hallmark restaurants and the oldest restaurant in Charlottesville. So over 20 years of ownership in Charlottesville, a lot of different businesses, a lot of different restaurants. I think, being local, being part of the community has always been important, giving back to the community, whether that be through donating gift certificates to various charities or, donating food to, whoever asks for it, really. I think that community feel, Charlottesville has always been more about locally owned restaurants than maybe corporate restaurants.
Sure, so it's about more than just the food itself.
Absolutely. The customer experience, being welcoming to everybody, making sure that people feel like it's a home away from home. We're very experience driven. Definitely want to make you feel welcome when you come in.
So obviously familiar over decades in town here with the downtown mall. How do you see this establishment kind of fitting in with everything else that the mall has to offer?
The mall has a lot of great things right now and a lot of specialty shops that do one thing really well, and I think this is something that Charlottesville was definitely missing. There's a few places that do great subs or great sandwiches. For us, cheesesteaks are our main focus, but we also have regional favorites like a Chicago beef or Italian beef if you're from Chicago, an Italian sub, as well as Philly's, really their most famous sandwich, if you ask somebody from Philly, the roast pork sandwich, which we do really well as well, and then some amazing parm sandwiches. So filling a niche of being really focused on great subs and cheesesteaks, not really getting, too confused with other things. We're hyper focused on making a great sub.
Gotcha. Patrick, appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have images of behind the scenes on the first season of The Bear. Am I off on that?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, that first season especially. And, the Chicago beef is exactly what they were making before they turned it into a fine dining restaurant.
All right. Good seeing you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Aaron?